So you can actually sue someone for breach of promise to marry. Yes, you heard me right. You can sue someone for breach of promise to marry. You see that guy that promised you that he's going to marry you and did not marry you again, went ahead to marry another person. You see that girl that agreed that she was going to marry you and then went ahead to marry another person. You can sue her. And that guy, you can sue him. Now, how does it work? I remember some time ago when a colleague of mine came out to talk about this breach of promise to marry, because it's a topic that most people don't really know so much about. It is an action that rarely goes to court here in Nigeria. You'd rarely see or hear someone going to court to bring an action against someone for breach of promise to marry. But that law actually exists, where if someone breaches in his or her promise to marry, you can actually bring an action, a civil action. It is a civil action, please, not a criminal action. It's an action in tort. It's a civil action. So you can bring a civil action to claim damages. Yeah, the court can award damages. Now, how does this work? First of all, you need to understand that for this kind of action to lie in court, there must be a mutual agreement between the two parties, that is the man and the woman. The man must promise, must agree that he's going to marry the woman, and the woman in turn must also agree and promise that she is going to marry this man. There must be a mutual agreement. A male, will you marry me, and the other person has not accepted, does not amount to promise to marry. Yeah, there must be a mutual agreement. That's the first thing you need to understand. And then secondly, you need to understand that just will you marry me, I will marry you, is not really enough. By virtue of Section 197 of the Evidence Act, you need material evidence to back up your claim in an action for breach of promise to marry. You need enough materials to back up that claim. You need to convince the court that there was actually a promise and then the other party breached by going ahead to marry a third party. This material evidence can be maybe calling witnesses to come and testify, maybe a wedding ring. So the court must really look into it to determine if the evidence in question is enough to amount to a promise to marry. And if yes, the courts can award damages such as damages for injured feelings. Or the woman could say, oh, my pride as a woman has diminished. My pride as a woman is gone. So you can claim damages for that. And recovery of money that the party bringing this claim might have spent. Maybe the man must have spent so much money on the girl and now he's asking for recovery of the money because he anticipated, oh, this was going to be my wife and all of that. So those are the reliefs that a claimant in an action for breach of promise to marry can get when he goes to court. So mind how you promise someone that you're going to marry him or her. If you promise, you have to fulfill the promise, and if you do not fulfill the promise, you may be sued. Forget the fact that most people let some of these things slide. Forget the fact that some people waive these things. These laws exist, because I know that most of you must have not known before now that there is actually an action like that in court. Now you know. Be careful, be mindful. Don't promise when you are not going to fulfill. Okay? I hope this video helps you. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.